Okay, hello, and welcome everyone. Let me see if I can bring you a little bit closer. All right, I am going to start tagging a couple people in. If you are watching the replay, let me know you are watching the replay because there's no one live just yet. But I know you'll be showing up in just a moment. Okay, I'm just gonna speed through this really fast. And if you're watching the replay, you can just kind of like skip forward 10 seconds. That's usually what I do when people are kind of tagging in the beginning and waiting for people to come on. All right, I see we got a couple people starting to come in live. Let me know that you're there. Say hi. It's day 3. It's raining over here in California. Some wild times. It was 90 degrees a few days ago, and now it's raining and it's cold and we've got the heater back on. So what can I say? It's spring, I guess. Alrighty. Gonna finish up tagging people in, and then we will get started. I have such a love-hate relationship with tagging because it takes so much time at the beginning, but it does let people know that I'm live. Okay. Almost there. And 1, 2, 3. All right. I think that is it for me. I can't do any more tagging. I'm tagging fatigued. All right. Yeah, that's too many people. All right. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome to day 3. So you made it through all 3 days. If you have not caught the other days, that's all right. I'm going to recap them right now. If you do need to go over the replays from the other day before they come down on Sunday. Go ahead and make that a priority. So, pardon my glasses with the computer screen in the background. I literally wouldn't really be able to see, and I would be squinting. So we're gonna have to do it like this. Some people think that my glasses are not real. They are real. I think I should get some contacts for. This. All right. Alrighty. So, let's get started. So, day 1, you learned that the 3 mistakes that most people are making that are causing issues with their teeth and gums. And those 3 mistakes were thinking that oral care was everything, thinking that you had to go on a restrictive diet to heal, and thinking that you had dental decay because you're lazy or dirty, right? So the second day we went over the 5 keys, right? The 5 keys. So these were the 5 keys that you needed to know in order to heal. And if you didn't know any of these 5 and you were being impacted, you could be causing tooth decay or gum disease in your mouth and not realize. And the reason these are so important to learn about is because all of us are affected by all of these at some point in our life. And most of us are affected by multiple of them at one time. So we need to know these things because they're not taught to us by dentists. And most dentists don't know, and some dentists don't really want to know. And some dentists do know, and they have started to share this, and this is what is very exciting, but they're still a long way out from returning to kind of the natural way to do things, which is the most effective, ironically, right? So the things that are the most natural are going to be the most effective. And so those 5 keys were correct oral care, nutritional aspects of healing, emotional aspects of healing, environmental aspects of healing, and physiological aspects of healing. And if you didn't watch that one yesterday, go and make sure that you watch that one so you can understand exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I am really excited to share with you today the blueprint to heal those teeth and gums naturally, right? So I want you to know that you can heal naturally and quickly at any age. You just need to start today. You need to start today. The body has a miraculous ability to heal, and it's not expensive and it's not complicated. It's about filling in the puzzle pieces of what you've been missing. So I'm excited to share this blueprint with you because it's the blueprint I use with my students in my 2 programs, Heal Your Teeth and Heal Your Gums. And it's the blueprint that gets them results fast without overwhelming them. Now, if you would like my personal help with this, I will share how you can do that towards the end. But I have literally put hundreds, if not thousands of hours into getting this information and turning into something that everyone can use to start healing, even if they have different situations and needs. So this is why this blueprint is so exciting, because it's not a one-size-fits-all blueprint. It's a framework, and I'm going to show you how to put your needs into the framework so you can start to heal today. I also have a special stay till the end bonus for people who stick with me through the end of this training. It's a really, really good one. So I highly recommend sticking around for that. It's a recipe. I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite recipes for tooth and gum healing. It's called the Tooth and Gum Healing Elixir. I drink it almost every morning. Most of my students drink it or a variation of it, and it is a wonderful, nourishing drink filled with a lot of things that you already have in your pantry. You may need to go out and get 1 or 2 different items, but generally most people have like 90% of these in their pantry. And they always say to me like, oh my gosh, I have all these, I just never thought to put them all together, and it tastes so good. So stick around for that. And let me know if you're watching live. Let me know if you're catching the replay. This is important to me because I keep this group small, and so if you're letting me know that you're active and you're seeing it, I know who to keep in the group. And if not, we need to release people who are not showing up, not interested, to make space for people who are. Not in a punitive way, just the algorithm shows this to more people when more people are engaged. And many people right now are signing up for groups, and that's totally okay. They're signing up for groups and they're not showing up, right? And I personally remove myself from groups that I'm not active in because it's a waste of my energy and it's a waste of my spot in the group. So a lot of groups want large numbers. I want small numbers of actively engaged students. I have some people who've been with me for probably 6 months or more and training with me constantly. And I just want to say, mwah. I appreciate you guys so much, and you know who you are. Okay, so let's jump in. I want you to know that it is possible to rapidly heal. It is possible to rapidly heal, because some of you are thinking, yeah, this sounds great, but is it actually possible? So it was possible for me with my $24,000 worth of work, right? And was able to go from the worst place in my life with pain and fear and just confusion to turning it around pretty quickly, in a few months, and never having to go back and get that dental work, and my teeth starting to harden up, strengthen up, lose the sensitivity, right? No more cavities. When a cavity popped up, I could get rid of it pretty quickly. And those cavities have popped up because at times in my life, I've started eating a bunch of candy. I know I've been eating junk food and I throw the balance off. I'm off the wagon, right? And this is the thing. It's not about being perfect. It's about knowing what you need to do to get back on track, right? And then I was able to take my knowledge of what I learned to heal myself, put it in the context of my health coach training, and teach other people. And I've been doing that for 3 years now. And so I have proof that it works for other people. I have proof. And everybody who's come into my program has started to see results once they've implemented the work. Everyone. I get that question a lot, like, what's the success rate? It's everyone, right? Some people have much more needs. They have more needs that they need to address. And that is why I'm in there one-to-one with you, right? That's why some people have hypothyroidism. Some people have, childhood diseases, toxic mold, emotional traumas. That's why I'm in there with my people, making sure that they are being taken care of from all angles. So, I had a student named Sierra, and she came in and she had 1 month. Her boyfriend had given her 1 month to turn her teeth around because she had gone to the dentist and there were all these issues. And so she was really, she's actually the reason that I took the time limit off of my program, because it used to be you would get released 1 module a week. Now you can go in and you can binge watch it all in a weekend if that's what you desire. So she was always, messaging me. She was like, I've just gotten through this module. Can you open up the next one a few days early? And so I did. And within a month, she has started to see enough results that she didn't have to go back to the dentist and get all that work done. Right? And that was a big deal, because it was not only a big deal for her, so she could prove, hi Michelle, so she could prove to herself that she knew now that she could heal. She also proved to her fiance that she could heal and that her judgment was correct when she deeply believed she could heal naturally, right? Because unfortunately, some of us do have partners that don't believe in, natural healing, and they're more on the conventional side, but we have to put that stake in the ground for ourselves when we believe in something and take steps forward. I can't tell you as a mother how many times people have tried to convince me to do things a different way from my intuition and my education, right? And I do a combination. It's intuition and education, because education alone, there's a lot of information out there. You have to get grounded in what you believe to be true, right? Not just following other people's lead blindly, right? So when it comes to your healing, your health, or the health of your child, somebody you care about deeply, you need to put that stake in the ground for yourself, and you need to direct the path that you feel is the most beneficial for you in that moment, right? So that's what Sierra did, and she got really amazing results. If you do come join me, I encourage you to blow up my inbox like she did and just ask me all the questions, because that's how you start to rapidly heal. I also worked with Stefan, and Stefan had gum disease. He had some serious gum disease. He's younger. He's in his, I think he's in his mid-20s, but he is vegan. And so he came to me and he was like, I need to know how to do this. I still want to stay vegan, but I am obsessing over my teeth, and my partner is just like, my partner's so turned off by it because I'm always on about my teeth and on about my routine, but I feel like I'm causing myself more problems, right? So let me know if you feel like you've caused yourself more problems from overdoing it, trying to clean those teeth and trying to keep everything perfect, but it's still getting worse, right? So with Stefan, we worked together, and within a few weeks, he started to see his gums go from bright red and inflamed and bleeding, really easy to bleed, starting to go pink and firm and not bleeding, right? And the pain went away. And it was a combination of we were correcting his oral care, and then we were starting to bulk up the nutrition, the places where, for a lot of people, they may be eating a healthy vegan diet, but there's a lot of pitfalls. Hi, Louise. There's a lot of pitfalls in veganism that people who are vegan are not made aware of, right? And I know this because I was vegan for 2.5 years. I made all the mistakes that contributed to my tooth decay. And this is why I've been able to help people who are vegans look out and make sure they are not committing these grave sins that will make it so that they can't even digest their food. A lot of vegans are not digesting their food. They're sitting down with wonderful meals full of nutrition and not able to assimilate any of it. And this is why we are starting to see some people with really, really bad problems in the vegan world. Okay, so, and then lastly, I just want to share with you, I worked with Sierra, and Shanae's 2-year-old daughter had enamel hypoplasia. The enamel on her front teeth started to just rapidly come off, and it was a real problem. And it wasn't just a problem for mom, it was a problem because mom was trying to deal with multiple other factors, which were grandparents giving her sweets all the time, dad not really knowing or caring to jump on and do as much work in her teeth around the food and the nutrition and everything as mom, right? How do we deal with that when we have a partner who's not going to be completely on top of the work the way we are? And also the fact that Shanae ran a daycare, so it was hard for her to restrict things that her daughter's little friends were also eating. So Shanae and I worked together quite deeply, and we made sure to really go in and create something that was very easy for everyone in the family to get on board with, and allowed for slip-ups, allowed for, what I call the grandma effect, which is grandma comes over and tries to give baby everything under the sun that you don't want them to give. We were able to reduce that stress for mom, right? Because when there's stress too, it creates more issues. And if you've seen, I shared some pictures in the group of child's teeth. Those are her child's teeth about 2 months apart. And you can start to see a lot of healing happening really, really rapidly. Now, I don't want to mislead you. When you have issues that are that intense, you do need to be prepared to put in the work, right? You do need to be prepared to do the work and to learn and to put into place what you are learning. But I have 15 years experience as an educator, and so I have done my side to make sure that it is as easy to do the work as possible, right? You just have to have that commitment, and then once you have that commitment, I make it very easy, right? There's no special things that you need to have. There's no special foods that you need to have. There's no special supplements that if you don't have it, you can't heal, because honestly, that's not how humans work, right? As humans, we have been around for millions of years, and if we had to have special supplements in order to be healthy, we would not have made it to this point in time, right? So let's move on. Now that you know that it is possible, let's jump into this blueprint. Okay? So, unfortunately, my software did not save everybody who came into this rounds email addresses. So if you would like this list of things that I'm going to be sharing with you, drop the word list and I will get it to you after the training. I will get it to you by the weekend. By the end of the weekend. So drop the word list. I'm going to be sharing what you need to do to create this healing for yourself. So first of all, you need to optimize your oral care. That means you need to look at what your individual teeth need. Not what the dentist told you, not what you think you're supposed to do, but what your individual teeth need to keep the oral microbiome healthy and clean, right? So that means, what kind of dental floss, if you are using dental floss, what kind of toothbrush, what kind of toothpaste, what kind of, how often you need to zero that in for yourself, right? And you also need to partner with dental professionals that you trust, right? So for most people, they're still going to want to see the dentist every now and then. And so when they do, you need to find a dental professional that you trust it. I'm talking to a mom right now whose daughter was just recently diagnosed with 9 cavities, right? And this was through x-ray. She couldn't see them from the outside. And she told the dentist that she's interested in trying to heal those teeth naturally, right? And the dentist actually said yes. The dentist said yes, said, okay, let's reschedule for 3 months from now and see where we're at. And if she hasn't healed by then, let's do work. And if she has, fabulous. And this to me is a very, very good start for a dentist, because when a dentist does not pressure you to do work just because you're on their table, then this is how we start. This is how we start to create a relationship where we can trust the people that are supposed to be doing the work in our mouths, because some of us are going to need ongoing work, myself included, because I have had dental work in the past before I learned all of this. I unfortunately need to go back and get my work redone, because the average filling has a 7 to 20 year shelf life. So I have this tooth right here, unfortunately, that you can see is a cap that fell off. And I have been trying to find somebody that I can trust to work on that for a little while now. So let's move on. That's optimizing oral care. That's the least important factor, but you have to make sure that that is locked in, right? And of course, if you come work with me, I have a module all on that. We'll get you kind of straightened out. We'll get you your homemade toothpaste recipe, which is personalizable, because there's lots of different ways to make toothpaste for yourself, and you don't have to pick something up from the store if you don't want. So then we want to go into the nutritional aspect of this, right? So, yeah, he's cool. I like Ask the Dentist. He's cool. He's very obsessed with flossing, but he is moving in the right direction as far as believing that teeth can heal, and that is big for me. Hi, Alicia. So then we want to move into the diet in your DNA. The diet in your DNA. So this is the nutritional aspect, but I call it the diet in your DNA because each person on here is very different. You're different in your ethnic heritage, right? The people that made up your ancestry. You're different in where you live. You're different in what you need. You're different in the natural places where disease is going to show up, right? For me, I have to be mindful of hypothyroidism on my dad's side and cancer on my mom's side. So I have to be mindful of those things. If I become out of alignment, I will be likely to have that show up in those areas, right? Also with the teeth, when I'm out of alignment with my natural best way of being, it starts to show up in my teeth. And for some of you, it'll show up in your gums. So we can't do a one-size-fits-all protocol. We cannot, right? Because we are different people. We have different needs. I've been looking through some of the comments recently, and I see some of you have real restrictions on what you can and cannot eat. And this, again, is why I'm always, always, always promoting the personal power protocol, right? It's personal. It's a protocol that's about power. So we're finding the power foods, the power drinks, right? We're not worrying about everything else. You only need a few things that are going to really, really supercharge your nutrition. You don't need to be going out and trying to find a list of somebody else's things. You need to find your own things. So the way we do this is, first of all, you need to learn how to crush your sugar cravings. Let me know if you have sugar cravings. Let me know in the chat if you have sugar cravings, because I used to have the worst sugar cravings ever. And it created, some of the drama in my teeth. And part of why it created the drama in my teeth was because I was deficient in other things, and they were showing up as, the deficiencies were showing up as sugar cravings, right? So we crush those sugar cravings by detecting deficiencies naturally, okay? Detecting deficiencies naturally. So for me, I am very in tune with my body at this point. And when I was pregnant, I got sugar cravings for the first time in about 10 years. And I was eating so much sugar. And finally, when it wasn't going away after months and months and months, I said, I really need to get a handle on this, because this is not making me feel comfortable for growing a baby, right? Eating so much sugar every day. So I realized that I was needing magnesium, because I was burning through a lot as a pregnant lady. And I went and I got myself some concentrated minerals, and it pretty much put a damper on my sugar cravings pretty quickly, right? But that was for me in that time. I'm not saying that that's what you need to do. That's the only thing you need to do, right? You need to detect those deficiencies naturally, because, well, a lot of people ask me, can I get tests? You can absolutely get tests, but tests don't tell you everything, right? And our tests are expensive. Isn't it better to learn how to detect those deficiencies naturally, so that over the course of your lifetime, right? Or even over the course of your period, right? Like, why do we have certain cravings at certain times of our cycle, right? It's because we are burning through a lot of different things, right? And so we need to really get grounded in, like, what is my body needing, right? And we do this with addressing how much water we need, right? A lot of folks do not know how much water they need. They drinking too much, too little, bad quality water. They don't know how much protein they need, right? Most women are not getting enough quality protein, right? And they are either getting too many bad fats and bad oils and not enough good fats and good oils, or they are just not really sure how to start incorporating fats and oils at all, right? Because there's been a lot of fear around incorporating fats and oils, right? I can say for myself, crushing sugar cravings came from all of the above. Getting the right amount of water, getting quality water, getting in the right type of protein for my body, right? The right type of protein for my body. Everybody has different forms of protein for their body. I'm not a chicken fan. I do really well with seafood, right? Some people cannot stand seafood and they do really well with lamb or something else like that. Or even, vegan proteins. Let me segue into the next section, which is you need to learn how to make grains, nuts, and vegetables safe. And this is very, very, very important for vegans, for vegetarians, and for women, because I do notice a lot of women are a lot more afraid of getting their protein from animal foods. And let me know if this is you, if you kind of don't really like meat that much. You eat it less, you feel like you should eat it less, you feel like it's not good for you, so you don't eat that much. So here's the issue. When you're not getting a lot of your protein from animal foods, then you are getting it from grains, nuts, and vegetables. And something that we are not taught in our culture is that grains, nuts, and vegetables can be dangerous for us. I know. It's like, what? Dangerous? How can these things that are so good for us be dangerous for us? Well, let me explain really quickly. So pretty much all plants have what is known as anti-nutrients. That means they have systems in place to keep themselves from being eaten before they're ready to sprout, essentially. That's a very kind of broad statement, but that's kind of what you need to know in this moment. So a lot of people are eating nuts, grains, and vegetables, and they do not understand how to combine them with other foods to make them safer and to make them not anti-nutrients, or they don't know, they just don't know anything about them. So this is very important. You need to start to focus in on making these grains, nuts, and vegetables safe. And each grain and each nut and each vegetable has its own instruction manual, right? So I can't just give you like a blanket thing. I can't tell you just soak and sprout all your nuts, just cook all your vegetables, just, I don't know, combine all your grains, because each one has their own. And this is why you want to get clear on the few foods that are your personal power foods, right? So for me, I don't really do a lot of grains, right? But I do nuts, and I know which nuts I enjoy, and so I lent into figuring out what is safe and how to make them safe, right? So, hi Marissa. Hi Louise. So it may seem confusing, but it's not. It's actually not. For starters, once you know the what each food needs as far as how to make it safe and what to combine it with to make it more safe, then you're done. And this is why we want to focus in on our personal power foods and not get obsessed with all these diets that people are telling us to do that are causing these issues, right? Because everything in our world right now is very commercial, and we've lost this old wisdom. Our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers, they had wisdom, right? They had this ancestral wisdom about how to cook and prepare food in a way that made it truly nutritious. Now we see a lot of people are overweight, but they are completely undernourished. Okay. Try to buy only good quality meat, but it's so expensive. Local farm sells their own beef, and even looking at the cuts in their fridge is nourishing to me. Yeah, it's so beautiful and vibrant, yes. And there are ways, there are definitely ways to get food costs down. I know right now rising food costs across America are causing concern, and possibly this is going to be hi Buffy, is possibly going to be a world issue, right? But it's because we are so used to doing things the industrialized way that we do not really know any other way other than going to the supermarket and getting our food. Now, we are going to have to get smarter than this traditional, or I should say conventional way. There are ways to do food that is very, very affordable. And I will say, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Once you start eating your personal power foods, you need to eat less. Not I'm not telling you you need to eat less. I'm telling you you will need to eat less. You will not feel as hungry because you are eating food that is giving you max nutrition. You don't need to fill up a giant plate in order to feel full, right? So a lot of my students, when they get into this work and they find their personal power protocol, they find themselves full without being stuffed. They find themselves energized for the first time, right? In a long time, right? If you have a brain fog, or if you have a lot of people have brain fog, a lot of people have chronic fatigue. I had those things. All the time. I could barely, if this was 12 years ago, before I healed my teeth, no way could I get on this call and sustain energy for an hour, to talk with you about this. I was so tired. I'd still probably be in bed right now. So, and this is why teenagers are so sleepy, because a lot of times they're not getting their nutritional needs met. They're rapidly growing, but they're not getting the nutrition they need, and they're eating a lot of like cereal and stuff like that, but it's not deeply nourishing themselves. So they are tired, right? And I know it really seems like, but this is going to be so expensive, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. I have a section all about this in both of my programs because I see it's so important. You need to learn how to eat at restaurants. You need to learn so that you're not throwing your health out of the window every time you go and eat at a restaurant, because I don't know about you folks, but like my partner loves to eat at restaurants. So when we are eating out like multiple times a week, that can't be a loss for me, right? So he has started to learn with me how to eat well at restaurants. And eating well at restaurants doesn't have to be expensive, right? There's always like deals, and like we do a lot of happy hour deals. We go to a lot of specialty places, and even lesser quality meat and lesser quality animal products can still be health bolstering. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say you're only supposed to do grass-fed, organic, raw, this, that, and the other. Of course, those foods are healing, those are the top tier foods, but that doesn't mean that's all you need. That's, if you can't get that, you are done. Not true. It's not true. Okay? What you do need to do is you need to focus in on the foods that are healing to you. And you get the best quality that you can find and afford at that moment, and you lean deep into that. You lean deep, deep, deep into that. This is how we start healing rapidly. Guess what? That also removes a lot of the emotional aspects of healing, right? This is another part. So if you're just joining live, I'm saying if you'd like this list, just drop the word list and I will get this list over to you at the end so you don't have to write it all down. So the other aspect then, after the food, is the emotional aspects of healing. And so you see how this ties in? When we feel confident about our food and confident that we can eat, like in a way that nourishes us, when we're at restaurants, while we're traveling, when we're on a strict budget, when there's food shortages, maybe at holidays, got you, Louise, then watch how the emotional stress falls off, right? And there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of emotional stuff that does need to be, got you, Buffy, that does need to be addressed. And ladies, I'm pretty sure it's all ladies on this call right now. Ladies, we have a lot of emotional stuff we need to work through. And I know it's scary. Got you, Alicia. I know it's scary, but there are ways to do it in very supportive, healing ways to our inner child. And this is true even if you are not healing yourself, you are healing your child, right? Because you're going to want to support their emotional world as they're growing, but you're also going to want to support yourself because you probably have a lot of stress around their teeth, right? And that's not something you need to be transmitting to them, right? This fear and this horror and all of this. So locking in the emotional side is so important. Then we also need to make sure the home is supporting healing as well. Okay, the modern home, I talked about this before. The modern home has lots of pitfalls that can be a very toxic place. Now, this isn't something like you have to go throw everything out and buy bamboo mattresses. Not at all. You just have to make sure that the sum total of your the sum total of your home is a restful, relaxing, recharging place that is non-toxic. And not even perfect on non-toxic, guys. Not even perfect. Remember, the body is incredibly resilient. I cannot tell you how resilient the body is. But what's happened if you are dealing with gum disease or tooth decay is the body has been overwhelmed by either lack of nutrients or issues with the home, toxic issues in the home, emotional aspects, or poor oral care that didn't match up with what you needed, or a combination of all of those. And remember, that last one is you need to figure out what is going on with your physiological aspects of healing. So do you need to sleep in a better way, right? Do you need to sit, stand, chew, breathe in a better way? Most people have like one or two of those, right? One or two aspects. Like for me right now, I would say probably my posture is the thing that I need to keep the most eye on. But because I know all of this, and I'm not a snorer, I'm not a mouth breather, I'm pretty okay, right? We talked about the chewing. The chewing is something that everyone can get started with today. We can all chew more, even myself. Funny story, I will tell you really quick. When I was a child, my mother told me that I could only watch TV while I was eating food. Weird, I know, but that's just what she said. And so I learned how to take 30 minutes with a bowl of cereal. You see how, I had all these issues as a kid and I was eating cereal, just putting that out there. There's ways to do healthy cereal, but most of us are not doing it, and I definitely wasn't. So I learned how to eat really slowly. And when I was in high school, I would have girlfriends come and sit next to me, and they would say, "Oh, go sit next to Alex Cutis. She eats really slowly. If you try and eat as slowly as her, you'll lose weight because she takes forever." And they weren't wrong. They weren't wrong. When we slow down and we eat and we chew, right? This is activating the digestion. This is activating the nourishment, right? So many things in learning how to do these things correctly. And a lot of you know this, right? We all know this. A lot of this is ancient wisdom that has been passed down, and we kind of just shrug it off with, the good posture, the chewing, eating a nourishing plate. Like, these are things like taking time, like with our preparation of food. All of these things we kind of know, right? Back of our mind. But we didn't know why we needed it until we start to have these massive issues. And then we go, oh, this isn't just old wives' tales. This isn't just, boring things that we can get rid of with modernity and microwaves, right? So those are the aspects. And if you said list, I'll get you that list. Those are all you need. So while we've gone through 3 days of it, it really boils down to something very simple, which is getting a handle on these things, right? Getting a handle on these things, on these needle movers. And while I went over 5 things, most of you probably only have 2 to 3 things 2 to 3 areas that you need to focus on, right? And that's where it becomes like, bit more relaxing, right? Because it's not like, oh, you have to go and buy $200 worth of supplements every month and hopefully there's no food shortages because then you won't be able to heal and you'll be in trouble. No, it's not that way at all. You need to take that time, get connected in, and learn what you need so that you can start to heal yourself or the person that you're healing. rapidly. And I've talked to everybody who's in this group, and I don't believe that anyone is doing this, but I do want to tell you the one place where I feel like maybe someone cannot heal. And that place is when you are healing, trying to do healing for another adult. So most of you here are either here for yourself or your child. Now, if your child is an adult, you probably will not be able to heal that child because that child needs to want this as badly as you do. Or husbands. I would have said this earlier, but I know nobody in this group is healing for someone, trying to heal someone else who's an adult. If you're trying to do it for your husband has to want it, right? Your husband has to want it. I will say, every partner I've had in the 11 years since I started healing my teeth has taken on a lot of what I do because the food that I make is so tasty and the lifestyle I try to create is so harmonious and so natural without being like, I'm not like a hippie, crazy lady at all. I mean, you know, I love those ladies, they're amazing, but like I'm not that good. But like they've all taken it on and then they've begun to love it because they see that the results. Every boyfriend I've had has been like, "Oh, my belt size has gone down," right? Because men don't really weigh themselves, right? They're just like, "Oh, I've gone down another belt size. I've gone down another belt size. I've gone down another belt size." Now, weight gain was never the goal, right? Or weight loss. But healthy weight change can occur when you are eating the foods you need, right? And this happened with me. I went from, as a vegan, I actually, when I started eating more personal power foods that were more animal based, for me, I need a lot of animal based personal power foods. I do. I need and I love. And I actually lost 10 pounds, or I should say I released 10 pounds that I didn't even know I needed to release. Now I'm much heavier now than I was then because I had a baby, but I am not in any way tripping because I feel really good in my body. So that's an aside. So, okay. So this is how you put it. You put it all together, and this is how you create your personal power protocol, right? This is the menu of food and lifestyle activities for yourself or for your child that are going to create the rapid healing, right? So you now have 3 options. You have 3 options because you have this information, you have this list, it coming your way if you said you wanted the list, and you've been with me for 3 days now. So you have 3 options from here because this is our last day. So number 1, you can stay where you are. You can stay where you are. You can kind of stay frozen, or you can stay learning, kind of. And the thing I want to mention about that is when you stay where you are, when it comes to health, you're actually kind of, you're moving backwards, right? Because everything is moving forwards, and if you stay still, you're not necessarily in one place. Time keeps marching on, and you stay where you were. And this either makes you very vulnerable to things moving downhill very quickly, as it did for me 11 years ago, or you just kind of get left behind and, it is what it is. So the second choice that you have is you can keep Googling, you can keep guessing, you can go into the groups, you can keep getting overwhelmed, or you can try and buy a million different products that you're not sure if they work, right? You're not sure, maybe you see a little bit of benefits, but it's not enough to stay on track, right? Because a lot of these supplements are going to cost you about $200 a month. I've seen the supplements that people are recommending. They're expensive. I wouldn't want to be paying $200 a month for the rest of my life to stay healthy. I would rather be unhealthy, right? So the third option that you have is that you can come and you can join me and you can join the other students in Heal Your Teeth or Heal Your Gums so that you have this proven framework. and you can get healing ASAP, right? Listen, I know by now you do not, you know you don't have a floss deficiency, right? It's, you don't have cavities and gum disease because you have a floss deficiency. So if you are ready to accelerate your healing and leave the dental drama behind for good, I'm going to share with you how you can do that with me. So you are already pre-qualified by being in this group. If you notice, it took some time for you to get, you had some questions to answer. It took some time for you to get accepted into the group, and most of you have spoken with me at length before this call. That's because I wanted to make sure that you are already, you are in the right place. We're not wasting your time, right? So you're natural, you're holistic, you're open-minded, and you're ready to try different things. So I don't need to have an application process beyond that because you are already pre-qualified, right? And I listed the things in the first day that you need to be in this space, right? If you are overly skeptical, if you are overly judgmental, like, it's not going to work for you because you're not going to allow it to. So I just want to quickly congratulate you for being an open-minded person that is natural and that is open and willing to do these things. And I want to congratulate you and celebrate you for that. And I want to share with you how I support people like you in my programs. So in my 2 programs, Heal Your Teeth and Heal Your Gums, these are, from what I've seen, these are the fastest ways to supercharge your healing. I've seen a few other programs, they're longer, or they're shorter, or they're just, got you, Elaine, or they're just, a list of supplements, right? And again, you're not going to get very far with a list of supplements, especially if you live in a place where you can't get everything. I had a student who was a flight attendant who lives in Bahrain, and she was like, I can't get most of the things that I've seen people say. And we were able to get her connected in with some of the best quality foods from her local supermarket in Bahrain. By the way, Bahrain is, I believe, a Muslim country, right? So all these things like, raw milk and bacon and liver that you see being promoted were just not available to her. So we looked and found amazing other foods to help her heal. And folks, she's an airline attendant, so she's always traveling, and airline food is not the best. So we were finding ways to make sure she was really nourished on the go. So the reason that this is such a supercharged program is because I have been on this journey for 11 years myself, right? I'm still doing things now that I did 11 years ago because I enjoy them, right? And so that's how I teach, is for you to enjoy what you are doing, right? If you enjoy the foods you're eating and the way you're living, you are going to be doing them 10 years from now, right? It just makes sense. It just makes sense. And that drink I'm going to be sharing with you in a moment is something that I have been doing for over 10 years. And I have shared with other people, and they've been doing now for years as well because they love it. Okay. So I've also been helping others to heal for 3 years. I've been helping others to heal. And when other people came into my world, I started to see all the variations of help that people needed and created a program from there. I learned a lot of these things that I'm teaching you from working with other people, right? And expanded my knowledge and going in deep with them and figuring out, okay, if you have Hashimoto's, what's going to be the struggles to heal, right? If you are vegan, what are we needing to focus on? If you have had deep emotional trauma, right? It's not so simple as just take this pill, right? We live in a culture that really wants a take this pill answer, but it doesn't work for us, right? And what I'm going to be sharing with you is how to really step into the fullness of life. This is like a coming home to yourself journey. Imagine eating foods that you were literally drooling in the mouth for, right? And you didn't eat them because you thought that they were not healthy for you, right? You thought they weren't healthy because you were told that they weren't healthy, and then you find out they are, and then you start to see the changes in your body. It's the most amazing thing, right? So I am opening the doors today for Heal Your Teeth and Heal Your Gums. So when you join, you get a 6-module video course that goes over the 5 areas, right? It goes over the 5 areas that I talked about. And those videos are, they're bite-sized enough that you can get really, really good information from each one. They go in deep, but they're not overcomplicated, right? And you can watch them at any time, which is amazing. You have lifelong access to that, to that course, and all the updates and all the upgrades that I put in the course. And I'm often adding new things and refilming and tweaking and making it better, right? And then you get one kickoff call with me. And this is a call that lasts about an hour. And what's amazing about this call is on this call, we go through all the areas that we look at the food, we look at your lifestyle, we look at anything that may be causing issues, right? And we make any small tweaks that you might be making mistakes that are causing these problems, so that while you are learning, you don't have these like big problems that you didn't realize till the end of the course, right? So for a lot of people, it's like some problems with food, some problems with lifestyle. We just go in and we tweak a few things. And then on that call, you also, with me, you make a personal power drink. That's the first call, right? We make a personal power drink, a drink that is nutritious and is going to really hit exactly what you are needing to start healing, and is enjoyable to you. We also make a personal power meal for you. So yesterday I got to work with a mom who we created a personal power smoothie for her daughter and a tooth strengthening mac and cheese for her daughter, right? And so this means that as she's learning, as she's going through the modules, her daughter today gets to wake up with a smoothie that is healing and nourishing, because the smoothie that she was drinking daily actually was a large part of the problems that she was experiencing, right? So she has that, and then for lunch or dinner, she gets to have this tooth strengthening mac and cheese. And what kid apparently doesn't like mac and cheese? I don't know, but I mean, I think there's a lot of kids that are into mac and cheese. I grew up in England. Mac and cheese is kind of new to me, but it seems every kid likes mac and cheese, right? And so that's the kickoff call. Then you get messenger support with me for life. For life. That means you can be in my inbox asking me questions, right? For life. And then you get one closeout call with me 6 to 8 weeks later. That means you've created your personal power protocol. That's that menu, that list. It's about a 1 to 2 page document maximum of all the foods and all the lifestyle activities that you that are your healing lifestyle activities. Notice we don't talk about what you need to avoid. We are going to load you up on the stuff you get to have, that you get to enjoy, right? And that means you are going to be so full of those that the other things, if you have, junk food here and there, it's like whatever. It's whatever. Because A, you're not eating it that much because you're not craving it, because your real needs have been met, folks. What a lot of people don't realize is you're craving junk food because you have deep deficiencies. And your body is going, your body is confused, right? Your body is confused. When you start to really take these deep nutrition, right, of not just these things that other people told you, of foods that you truly need, you will start to feel deeply nourished. Okay? Folks, I didn't think I could have a baby. I really did not think I could have a baby. But I have been so deeply nourished that not only did I have a baby, I had a very healthy baby. He's 9 months, he hasn't had one sickness, hasn't had to go to the doctor yet. And my labor and delivery was it was like 2.5 hours, right? It was so quick. It was 15 minutes of pushing. It all aligned to create a life of ease, right? And this is why I talk about side benefits, right? Instead of side effects of medicine and medication, we want side benefits of living a life that is aligned with who we truly are. Okay, so you also, in Heal Your Teeth and Heal Your Gums, get access to a private Facebook group. And by the way, I'm just going to put the link. Let's see if I can do this. Yes. I'm going to put the nope. Okay. I'm going to see if I can do it up here then. I'm going to put the link to the courses in the group under this video. We'll see if I can do it. So you get a private Facebook group, and in the private Facebook group, every day, I am sharing, not every day actually, but like most days, I am sharing tips, recipes, let's see here. And folks, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to pop this in the chat really quickly, but let me know if you have any questions and I will be happy to answer them. Really use me. Use me because I'm here for you to get these questions asked. There's so much stuff I see online that is just wrong, and it's just selling, products that are not going to necessarily help you. And this is a product that is literally designed to help you become the best version of yourself without it being difficult, right? So you join that private Facebook group. It's filled with other wonderful people who are similar to you, holistic, health-minded, natural-minded, moms, a lot of them. And I connect you with people. I connect a lot of my members who are similar. Either they're in similar region, they have similar issues and concerns, or they would just get on well, right? And I've had some really cool people make some really cool friendships in there, because really at this time of life, we need, right now in this time in the world, we need to connect with other people that are like-minded. I don't know if you felt it, but I have. Like social isolation made it really hard to connect with people, and we're just in a really intense time, and we need to get connected with people who have the similar values to us. Okay. I also have some bonuses in here. I have some bonuses. So in my bonus, one is the recipe book. So I created a recipe book of delicious tooth and gum strengthening meals. I created some of them for my students. I created some of them for myself. And they are so easy to make. Like I said, tooth strengthening mac and cheese. I don't use any weird substitutions. You're not going to be like, oh, wait, her mac and cheese has zucchini instead of noodles. No, I'm going to show you exactly how to find the safest forms of grains, of noodles, of everything. So things are easy, so people want more. Like, your family should be like, I want more, and I want to make this for myself, right? So if you haven't noticed, I speak pretty easily. I was a teacher for about 15 years, and I still am, but I was working with children for a long time. So all the video modules are also really easy to share with your family. I have a lot of people who the children watch the videos too, right? Because it's their health as well. These children are invested in their own healing. And guess what? When you take them on that ride, it's a gift. It's a lifelong gift, right? To understand their bodies, to understand how they're healing, And they are at a time when you have the most leverage, right? You can say, let's try this because we want to make your teeth not hurt anymore, right? And a lot of children are open, they're open, right? So I also I know about pickiness, so that's something I can help you with as well if you have picky eaters. Okay, so there's a recipe book, there's shopping lists and product recommendations. You can also reach out to me for individualized recommendations. There is a live Q&A once a month, and there are monthly trainings. And I sell those trainings for $97 a piece outside of the group. So there's so much value in there. And this month's training is healing while vegan, right? Because I have quite a few people who've come in recently who are vegan or want to stay vegan or want to be vegan. And so I'm going to be really drilling in, focusing on what you folks who are vegan or want to be vegan or want to stay vegan need to be really, really focusing on. So for all this, that is going to save you, the dentist, time at the dentist, money at the dentist, pain at the dentist, right? Because how much would it be worth if you could not worry about that painful and expensive work for the rest of your life? Right? Like, you can still go get checkups, but hi Victoria, how much would it save you if you didn't have to go and get cavities filled every time you went in? If you didn't have to get root canals, if you didn't have to go get cleanings and plaque scraped off and painful gum grafts, how much would it save you? Not just in money, but in peace of mind, right? Like, how much would it save you if you did not have to worry about braces, if you did not have to spend money on braces for your child, right? Because the physiological aspect, it teaches how to help those children get the strongest, widest jaws that will have the space for all of their teeth, all 32 beautiful white teeth to come in, right? Because that's not natural. That's not normal. It's not normal to have crooked teeth, right? We've talked about this before. Our ancestors didn't have crazy crooked teeth. They lived more in alignment with their true natures, and their mouths showed it, right? If you've been through braces, let me know if you went through braces and if it was rough. Let me know if it was rough. I know it's a rough road. It's expensive, and it's not something we want to bestow upon our children if we don't have to. Or what if you could save yourself from dentures? So something that a lot of people don't know is that dentures are not the quick fix that they think. I meet a lot of people who are like, well, everything's so bad, I'm just going to get all my teeth pulled out and then I'm going to get dentures. Well, a lot of people don't realize that these, $8,000, $10,000 dentures or whatever they are, very expensive dentures, your mouth is still shifting and moving. And you will have to get new dentures because a lot of times the dentures get very uncomfortable very quickly. Another issue is if you do not fix the root cause of why you are having dental issues, your skeleton, just because you take out the teeth, does not mean that does not mean that the problem is gone, right? Your body is still saying, I need minerals. Now it doesn't have it to take from your teeth and gums, so it'll start to take it from your jaw, right? How many people have experienced loss in their jaw? Guess what? If you're experiencing bone loss in your jaw, you're also experiencing it in your skeleton. Your body is just pulling from your skeleton, including your teeth and your whole mouth, your jaw, whatever, any place that has very easy to access calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, right? Things that are useful for the full, the running of the daily processes of your body, your brain, that keeping you alive. So if you don't heal this and you just try and take out all your teeth, it's not a quick fix that solves things. It just isn't. Okay? So at 40, my teeth have moved from 10 years ago. Yeah, so you've experienced this. Started 11 with distractions and maybe 3 years of train tracks. I mean, it's just so sad, right? It's just, I mean, you can look back and you can go, man, like you have to forgive yourself for, or whoever did that to you, for what you went through, because you didn't know and they didn't know, but now you have the ability to know. Now you know there's a different, you know there's a better way, right? So for all of that, for all of what you get in the course, in the programs, Heal Your Teeth and Heal Your Gums are separate programs, but you can buy them both. They're separate programs, but for each program, it's $597 currently. It's currently $597. Now that's $597 total, $597 total, not a month, right? That's total for a lifetime program with one-to-one help from me. That program cost is going up, but that's what it is right now, right? And if you want to break it down further, it's $179 for 4 months. Or if you want to break it down even further, it's $89 for 8 months. Now, if you need that extended payment plan, the $89 for 8 months, then just message me because I have to send you a separate link. But folks, I do my best to be as accessible as possible. And to me, when I look at this, I'm like, this is a nada price, right? Because $24,000, that was what I was. If someone had told me like $597 and we're gonna avoid $24,000 worth of work, I would have been like, yes. But there was nobody at that time, unfortunately. But we always try and be the person that we needed when we were younger, right? And so this is my offer, this is my gift to you. And I am going to also add in a fast action bonus. So there's a fast action bonus for those of you who sign up within 24 hours of this class, So that's by like 4:30 PST tomorrow. You will receive the other class for free. So if you purchase Heal Your Teeth, you can also get Heal Your Gums for free. If you purchase Heal Your Gums, you can also get Heal Your Teeth for free. And the link for that is in the comments here. So you don't have to worry if you're healing your teeth, and maybe if you're healing your child's teeth and you want to make sure that your gums are safe as you get later down the road, right? Because that's the number one reason that adults lose teeth is gum disease. You have that now. You have both of those classes, you'll have both of those programs, and you'll have time with me to go over any questions, concerns that you have when we get on those 2 calls, right? And in my messenger, because you have that lifetime messenger access to me. So all you need to do with that is sign up and then send me a message. Let me know that you signed up within 24 hours, and I will do the rest. I will get you into the other program. So, all right. So I just want to talk about some things, and if you have questions, folks, drop them in there for me. I just want to talk about some things that come up a lot of times when people are thinking about joining me on this journey, right? So a lot of times people tell me that they don't have time. They do not have time to make this happen. Well, I want to tell you something. You already spent 3 hours with me this week. You spent 3 hours with me, and we've gone deep, but the whole program is only 8 to 10 hours of material. And the homework is 30 minutes for the first module, and then every module after that is only 5 to 10 minutes long, right? And I do that because I know that people have the most motivation when they start, right? The most motivation. So I put the most work that you're ever gonna have to do, that 30 minutes at the beginning, and then it's really easy. And each week, each module looks like, the questions are, what do you need to add, remove, upgrade or replace in this section, in this area of your life this week, right? So we're just going through every aspect of your life, the dairy, the eggs, the meat, the veggies, the fruit. We're just making sure, checking all the boxes, making sure you're safe, 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 safe. Many of you are not going to have to buy anything new. You're just going to have to learn how to combine, or when to eat things, or how to think about things. Many of you are eating things as snacks that should really be considered treats, right? Or many of you are eating things, are not eating things that you think are not good for you, and that's the missing piece for your teeth or gums. So you can do these modules in the car when you're driving, right? Because they're auditory. I do have slides, so you can read along if you're a visual learner, but you can also just listen to them. I'm a more auditory learner, so I actually listen to all my classes that I take in the shower. And when I'm getting ready. It takes me about an hour, start to finish, with the shower, with the makeup, with the clothes, and that's when I'm listening to the bulk of my programs that I'm in. Or you can do it while you're doing chores, whatever, if you're cleaning, if you're cooking, or you can do it with your family, with your children. You can sit down and you can actually watch it like a lesson. And this is something wonderful, right? Because it is family friendly, and it is something that you can build with your family. It's not boring. It's not, there is science in there, but I break it down pretty easily. So the second objection, or the second thing that comes up for people, is that they don't have the money, right? And as I've said, I've broken this down to the absolute, price, right? $89 a month for 8 months. Like, it's doable, and the alternative is so much more not doable, right? Because can you afford not to look after your health, right? What happens if we don't do these things? We can slide very quickly. That's what happened to me. And then we end up at the dentist and they hit us with a crazy bill. $50,000, $75,000, $30,000. Maybe it's just $2,000. But isn't that money that you would rather spend on yourself rather than on your teeth, and you're not even healing? You're not even going to feel better. You're going to have to go back in a few years and redo it. And the worst is when they do it wrong and they cause more issues. Let me know if that's happened to you, because that's happened to me. They caused more issues with bad work than they actually solved. So here's the thing. Dental work is crazy expensive, and it usually links to other problems down the road if we don't solve it. So this program is literally worth $5,000, right? But I keep it low because I want it to be accessible to all. However, I do encourage you to join now, as the price will be raising soon. If you've been with me for a minute, you know that I'm moving my prices up to $2,000, but I'm doing it $50 a month. So each month it's going to be going up from now $50, right? So we're at $597. Next month it'll be at $647. Next month after it'll be at $700. So this is the best time. And if you have questions and you don't want to drop them here, feel free. My inbox is open to you. I will be answering all questions the rest of this week. So the last one I hear is my spouse. I have to talk to my spouse. And I just want to tell you that your spouse usually wants what's best for you. Your spouse usually wants what's best for you, right? So you can show them this video, or you can reach out to me and I will share my website with you. And my website has all the information, all of this information in a condensed format. Maybe they don't want to sit through 3 hours of training, but the website will break it down for them in a really simple way. And, you can have that conversation. One thing I will say, I just want to point this out, is I've worked with a lot of people in the 5 years that I've been a health coach, and ladies always say that they have to ask their spouse, and I've never had a man say that he has to ask his spouse. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but you know, again, as I said at the beginning of this training, you've got to put your stake in the ground, right? If you feel confident that I can help you, right? And if you don't feel confident, or you want to feel more confident, reach out to me. I've got you. I will answer your questions, right? But if you feel confident, and all that stands between you and getting the help you need in any area, not just this area, in any area of your life, you need to put the stake in the ground for yourself, right? I'm making it as easy as possible, $89 a month. I mean, we all know men spend more than that on the most ridiculous stuff every day. I don't know how men can spend so much money on such ridiculous stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so for those of you who stayed till the end, let me share the stay to the end bonus with you, the recipe. I will be sending that to you in your inbox. It is one of my favorites. I created it 10 years ago. It is a tooth and gum strengthening elixir. Okay, I will. So if you would like that recipe, just drop the word recipe in the comments, okay? And if you, I know Buffy, I know you've already been through with me before, so I think you already have that recipe. If you already have a recipe from me from before, I will shoot you another recipe just for being here, because I appreciate you guys taking time on this Thursday to be with me and to listen to me and to get down with me. So Buffy, there's three payment options. One is $597. It's $597 pay in total. Got you, Alicia. Got you, Louise. It's $597 pay in full. Or we can break it down into three payments of $179. Or we can break it down into 8 payments of $89. That's once a month. Your card or your PayPal or whatever you choose to sign up with will get charged. And remember that if you sign up within 24 hours of this video, of this training, you will get 2 programs for the price of 1. Heal your teeth and heal your gums. Alrighty, folks. So Buffy, I will make sure I get that to you. I think you were getting, that was at a time when I was doing phone calls, and I'm no longer doing phone calls. So, folks, I had a wonderful time with you. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know, did you enjoy the training? What did you think? Are you ready to go create your own personal power protocol? And any questions that you have, either drop them in the chat if you're watching the replay, or message me directly. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, rest of your week.